Hello, everyone. I hope you and your families are doing healthy in these trying situations. I am really excited to spend the next 30 minutes with you all. A quick intro of myself. I'm Abid, one of the co-founders of Pictory. And the goal of this session is primarily to help you with the basics of Pictory video creation. I repeat, it's going to be basics, and we would leave the more advanced topics for the subsequent sessions. Now, if you're absolutely new to Pictory, then this would serve as a great induction training. If you have been using Pictory for a few days and you're trying to understand the software and the functionalities and the workflow, then this is going to be definitely a good refresher. But if you are already an advanced user, I really hope and pray that this session is not going to bore you, because our goal is to first cover the basics and then do a series of sessions and then bring in more advanced topics a little later. So let's get started. This is the Pictory app, which is totally cloud-based. And what I want to start off with is, what are those video goals that you can achieve with Pictory? So let's start from there. As you see on the home page over here, there are 4 boxes which are meant to serve 4 different use cases. The first one, as you see here, is article to video. Now, you can give in an article like a blog or press release or any other third-party article that you want to convert that into video as an input to Pictory. So all you need to do is just go over here, give that as a URL as an input, and then get started. So this serves great for all your video blogs. If you want to increase engagement of your written content and article and want to convert that into video, this is a wonderful place to get started with. Now, the second use case is script to video. This seems to be a very popular use case, and the scenarios where you can use this is we all content creators create some nice scripts with some nice words, some research which goes around it, and in some of our setups, maybe we want to get it reviewed and approved by our peers before we convert that into video. So once you have your script ready in a form of a document, you can just copy paste that into Pictory over here, and then Pictory would convert that into a video. Now, what can be a good example? It could be some educational videos, some coaching videos, listicle videos, step-by-step guides. So all of that which has a script which you want to convert that into video. So that's where the script to video helps. Now, the third use case is around visuals to video. Now here, what we meant by visuals is a very important differentiation between the third and the fourth box. I'll talk about what you can do in the fourth box in a while. But when I say visuals, what we mean is simple image files, PNG, JPEG files, and short video clips. Now, these video clips can be up to 25 MB in size, and preferably not more than a few seconds, maybe 10 second, 15 second, 20-second footage. And you want to put all these images and video clips together and make a video slide maker out of it. One good example could be you have some product screenshots, or you have some footage from your outing and you want to convert that into a video, then this will be a good place to start with. Now, the fourth box, which again starts with media content, but here it's going to be videos. Now, the key thing is, what's the difference between the fourth box and the third box? In the fourth box, what you try to do is you have a video, just like how we are doing this webinar, a Zoom recording, which let's say is 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, few GBs of size. You want to give that as input to Pictory, and then Pictory would help you do a bunch of different things with that raw video. One, to transcribe it and add captions to your video, which is of course very important from the SEO standpoint. The second is you might want to just get rid of certain portions in the video which don't add value to your audience. Then you may also want to add your intros and outros and branding into the video so that you can present it on social media. And of course, you can break the long video into smaller pieces, what we call them as video highlights, and then you can post them onto a social, or you can share it with your customers or internal stakeholders. So I like to reiterate this important difference between the third and the fourth box. the fourth box is meant for long videos, whereas visuals to video are meant for short clips, less than 25 MB or of it. So these are the 4 different use cases that we currently support. We are working on a few more, so sometime later this year, you might expect more scenarios where you can give some other format as an input and then convert that into video, but I'll leave that for the future. So let's get started then. Script to video. So what I do here is I just take one example of a script that I created, and all I do is I copy paste it from the document or the notepad that I have it, and I click on this blue button, start. Then all I do here is I copy paste it into the script editor. So you can either do it with a simple keyboard shortcut, or if you can just click on this button and the content gets copied into the script box here. What one or two important things which you can do over here is, of course, you can name the video. Let's say I name it as a demo training video. What I can also do, very important, this question again comes up often and is very fundamental for you to know. How are you going to control how much text would appear on one scene of a video? Right? As a content creator, you don't want too much of a text or too little of a text to show up on the video. You need to know how is Pictory breaking them down into different sentences which show up on different scenes. So you can easily do that on your script editor box itself by inserting a line break or a sentence break. So sentence break is nothing but a simple period, a full stop at the end of the sentence. The moment Pictory sees them, it ends your sentence on the scene there. Or what you can easily do is, for example, I just go here. I think that this sentence is a little too big for the video that I'm creating. I'll just go here and then say new line. So now this has come into a new line, and now Pictory is going to treat this as a new scene in the video that I'm going to create. So you can even put a period if you think that makes sense there. So this is one important thing I wanted to share. On the script box, you can control how much of text would go on to different scenes on your video. And for that, all you need to do is just put a sentence break, which is a period, or you can just click on a new line, which is just press on new enter, and then as well, Pictory will treat it as a new scene. So that's one important point. The second thing is you can even highlight the text. Now, what I mean by highlight is, let's say I want to highlight this word called dream jobs. So I can either do a Control B, that is through my keyboard shortcut, or I click on this button over here. Let me try this with, let's say I want to highlight this word video here, and I want to highlight it. I click on this button, and then this is getting highlighted. Now, what this does is 2 things. One, in your video, you might want certain portions, or I should say within the text, there are certain words which are important and you want them to stand out. So you may want to highlight them. That is one advantage you get through this highlight. And the second thing is the words that you're highlighting here are fed into Pictory AI. So Pictory AI would take these keywords as inputs in order to fetch the visuals for you in the next step when the storyboard actually gets created. So it's serving 2 purposes. One, to highlight the important words on your scenes. And the second one is to influence the AI to get relevant visuals for you on the storyboard. So on that note, what I do is I just go ahead and highlight a few more words. Okay, I want to do something related to AI here, and then webinars, podcasts, and blogs. And then I'm talking about customers. So here, now as a content creator, I finalized the script. I have copy pasted over here, and I'm now ready to go into the next step, which is a storyboard, in order for the scenes to be getting created. So all I need to do is just go and click on this button, proceed over here. And in the next step, what you see is Pictory would be asking you, what is the aspect ratio of the video that you're creating? So in simple words, aspect ratio is nothing but the size and the width to the height ratio. As I'm sure you're all content creators and you know this, different platforms, different kinds of videos work best. For example, on YouTube, landscape videos are the best. Twitter square videos do great, whereas on platforms like Instagram, the vertical videos work best. So you can choose, if you know already in your mind that this is the kind of a video that I'm creating, you can choose one of these, or feel free to skip this at this point. You can take a decision on this a little later. I'll show you where this can be altered in the next step too. So for now, what I do is I just choose the normal landscape format. And now what's happening is Pictory is converting every single line in your text in the script that you've finalized and converting that into a video storyboard by creating a scene for each line in your script. So depending upon how big your script is, it will take a few minutes for this process to get over. And once you're done, you'll be landing in this page, which we call it as a storyboard. Now, as you see here, what has happened is every sentence that we finalized in the previous step is now showing up as a scene. And when I talk about scene, there are at least three important aspects which go into a video scene. One is the text, of course, the one that you just finalized. The second one is the background visual, whether it's an image or a video clip. The third part is the audio part. Now, the audio could be, again, different things like music track. It could be a voiceover. And again, voiceover, we have different types that you can add, which I won't go into the details, but I'm just saying that on the storyboard, these are the three important things that you can easily control. And I'm going to quickly start with the first one, which is more appealing, which is the visuals, right? So the moment I landed over here, as you can see, Pictory has created scenes for me automatically. And each of these scenes, along with the text, has a background visual. For example, in this sentence, I highlighted the word video, and Pictory AI found that, okay, as a user, Abid said that video is an important word for him. So it went and fetched the visual, which is relevant to that video from our library, and then it automatically added into your the video here. Now, the key thing is, what if you don't like what you're seeing on the visual? If you want to change, for example, let's say that I go into the scene, one of the scenes where it's talking about repurposing content like webinars, podcasts, and blogs, and I didn't really like this visual. I want to change this. You can easily do it under the visuals tab over here. This is where it is. Just go and click on this. Here, what you see is all the top images which Pictory AI has fetched for you are already listed under this library tab. You need not even search for any visuals in the first place. You have these top ranked visuals over here. In case if you think none of this meets your requirement, you don't like them, you can just go and then search for the content, which, for example, I'm searching for something like video. It's a simple search. You can even search based on the type. If you're looking for images or videos, you can even go and select a particular category of what you're looking for. In this case, I'm looking for videos. So I just entered that keyword video, and then I found a bunch of images, which are, sorry, the clips which are listed over here. And I can just click on one of them, and then that gets added into my video that I'm planning to create. So this is as easy as that. All you need to do is go and search for your key phrase, pick the one that you like, and then it gets added. Or even before you enter the search phrase, Pictory would show up some keywords for you. You may not want to type in the entire thing, so it helps in improving your video workflow. So what you can do is just go and click on one of these keywords, and based on this, okay, I got something really cool over here regarding podcasts. I can just go and select it, and that gets added into my video. So this is how the visuals from our stock library work. Now, what else can you add from the visuals perspective? In our library, what we also offer are colors and textures. Very often, we hear our customers saying that, hey, I don't want to add a background visual. All I need to add is just a solid color or a texture. Can I do that? Yes, of course. You need to just come under the visuals tab. There's a sub tab called textures, in which you have a bunch of textures like this. You can just click on any of those which you think are good, or any of the colors over here. Or you can even enter the hex code of the color, and that gets added to your video. Now, what is not there in the product right now is ability to add one color or one texture, or for that matter, even one image or a stock video for all the scenes. I know this is one of the popular asks from our customer base. This is one of our high priority items. It will be rolled out soon. But for now, please note that you can change the background color at a scene level. This works very well. For example, I have been a content creator in my past life. When I create videos, I typically have a tendency to create a title card. Like the first scene, I want to put a title, like say this is chapter 1, or this is a topic that I'm talking about. And in that, I usually don't want to have a background visual. I would like to have a simple, solid color or a texture to keep it simple and neat. I can easily do over here. So this is the second aspect of the background visuals. Now let's go to the, by the way, there's also an undo button on the storyboard. In case if you have not figured this out earlier, all you need to do is just click on this button and it will take you back into certain actions. But please note, this is available only as long as you're in your current session. So if you want to go back to the stage where you had the visuals, like for example, I was on this podcast video, then I changed into a solid color. I want to come back here. Just keep clicking on this undo button here for the different steps that you want to go back to. But this would work only as long as your session is open. Okay, so this is about the visuals, colors, and textures. And of course, you can upload your own content. You can just drag and drop your files or browse from your PC and add them over here. For example, you can just click on this and then you say that, hey, this is a file that I want to add to my uploads. You just select that and then say, okay, Pictory would just, depending on the size of the file, it takes a little bit and then uploads that into your personal library. And now you can easily add them. For example, if I want, this is one visual I think I want to add in my video. I don't want to add a stock video. I can just go and click on this, and that got added into my video scene. One point I want to highlight over here is the moment I added a visual from my personal library, you have seen that there are certain borders that got automatically created. The reason for that is, by default, we turn off this visual zoom and pan option. And we do this because sometimes we create images which are probably not of this optimum size for Pictory scene, and some portions on the top and the bottom or on the sides get cut off. In order to avoid the problem, by default, what we do is we turn off the zoom and pan. But if you think you have a perfect image and you think it'll perfectly fit here, just go onto the scene settings here and then turn on the visual zoom and pan. So this is about my upload. So you can upload all your files, images, video clips onto your library and then add to your Pictory scenes. And the other part from where the visuals can also come, which is actually not part of this flow that we have covered today, because we started with script and we landed here. Think of a scenario where you're starting with a blog and a blog already has some images. Pictory would automatically pick images from your articles and the blogs as well. And we try to match that image with the closest text possible. And that gets added into your scene automatically. But if you think that's not the right match, you can come back to your personal library and then keep adding them to your video scenes. For people who are creating videos very often, it becomes very easy if you want to favorite certain visuals so that you can keep using them rather than going and searching, because searching sometimes, of course, can take some time. So what you can do is you can easily go and add videos as your favorites, and all your favorites would list up over here. And every time, let's say next time I create a video, I don't want to go and search, I love this video and I want to add this, I can just go to my favorites tab and from there get the video clip added to the scene here. So this is about the visuals part. Now quickly moving to the second important part, which is the audio. Now audio, as I told you, has two main parts to it. One is the music. Of course, we as video creators would love to have some nice music to your video, which is appealing to our audience. What Pictory does is it automatically reads the mood of your script and tries to pick the track which suits the article or the script from a big library that we have. So we currently integrated with Melody, which is becoming a very popular library for the music tracks. We have more than 15,000 tracks from there. So we try to get the best one for you. But again, if you think you need something which you want to review and add, you can easily do it over here. Just go and search by mood, by purpose, by genre, and then you can even do a quick preview. Like for example, I play this and I get to hear the sound, and if I think that, hey, this is too loud for me, I don't like that, I want to try something else, I can just go and say, hey, from the mood perspective, I want something inspiring, uplifting, or smooth. Just go and search for it, and then based on the track that I preview, I can just go and say apply. So this track is now getting added to my video over here. So this is about the background music track. Now the other one is the voiceovers. This is again a very, very important use case for all of you. We hear from you every single day when we interact with you on various different channels. Now what I will do is I'll not go into the details about the voiceover, of course, because the objective of the session is to focus more on the basics. But what I want to share with you is you can add voiceover in a few different ways into your video. The very first and the most easiest one is go to the audio tab. Under this voiceover section, we give you a list of AI voices, and they are again male, female, and different accents. Currently, we have a limited set of voiceovers. The plan is to add more in the near future. But again, if you think you want to add, let's say, Matthew Male, you can even take a quick preview of the voice over here by clicking this. And I like it, I just click on this apply, and then the voiceover gets added to my video. So this is from the AI voices standpoint. But a lot of you, I'm sure, don't prefer AI voices for your own reasons or for your clients. What you can also do is you can add voiceover by recording your voiceover for every single scene in the video. For example, I want to go and record my voice on the scene. I just click on this button, and then you have this tiny little button over here. I click this and start speaking. Then once I'm done, I just click on it again, and then it gives you a file that you can apply onto that scene. So this is the second way of adding your voice to the Pictory scenes or the video. Now, the third option that you have is you can even upload your voiceover. Now, a lot of our customers create the voices outside Pictory, be it in platform like Wellset Labs or Elovo, or you may have a voiceover artist from where you got the voiceover, or your clients have sent the voiceover for you. So you can definitely go and upload them into your personal library, add them to your video. Very simple to do that. Go to audio, go to my uploads, and in this section, you have this option to go and select a file and then add to your personal library. Now, after you add that file, the voiceover file can be applied to your video at two levels. One is you can apply it only to a scene. This is how you can do. For example, I want to go to scene number 4 and I want to apply an uploaded voice to it. So I just say, hey, this is a voice and this is a current scene. So by current scene, what we mean is the one that you're seeing on the right hand side over here. Just go and then click on this and that gets applied. Now, the other option, which is again very popular, is you have a voiceover for the entire video. Let's say you have a 50 scene video or a 100 scene video. It gets very tedious to record scene by scene. So what you can do is you can have an MP3 file for the entire video, upload over here, and then click on this button, entire video. So then what Pictory does for you is it automatically synchronizes your MP3 file with the video scenes. We try the best. The AI does it best in order to synchronize that. But in case if you see that there's some misses, there are always ways to do it. But I'm deliberately not going into that space just because I want to focus more on the foundational and the basics part. But please note that the voices that supported are at different levels. One is AI voice. Second, you can record your own voice onto a scene on the video. And the third one is you can upload an MP3 file, which is a voiceover for the entire video. So this is about the audio. So now we have talked about, I told there are 3 key things that go into the video. One is the visuals that we have covered. The next one was the audio. And the third one, and the last part as well, keeping in mind the time that we have for today's call, is the text. How are you going to edit the text? Like, of course, you can edit the text in the first step itself in the script box. But once you land into the storyboard, if you think that, hey, there are some things that I want to change, how do I do that? It can be very easily done from two different places. One is right here on the left-hand side. If you think that, hey, I want to change some text here, I can just go and do a click and then change the text. This is one place. And when I click outside, the text got changed over here. So this is one place. And the other place that you can, of course, do is just on this particular text box right on the scene, you double click, you'll get into an edit mode. And you can do a bunch of different things over here. Here it is, we are trying to limit it only to the text, and that is deliberately because the rest of it, when it comes to colors, branding, and things like that, we want changes to happen more over here where you have more controls. So here, let's say I want to say the creator economy is giving everyone a chance to specialize their passions and to pursue their dream jobs. I think that, hey, dream jobs probably is not the word that I want to highlight. I want to go and just unhighlight it. And then let's say I want to highlight this word, the creator economy. Just go and do that. Or I can even take some decisions like I want to change the color, the font. Let's say I want it to be Calibri. Let's say I want to change the background color. Let's say I just pick up a reddish shade over here. And then I decide that I want my text alignment to be in the middle. And I can either save this at a scene level, or what I can also do is, hey, I love what I'm seeing here and I want to apply to all the scenes. So I just go and click on this button, apply to all, and then all the changes, they get applied to all the scenes that I have. So you don't need to go and do it at every scene level. Now, quickly, once you're done with these three important components, which is about the text, the visuals, and the audio, you would probably want to have a quick look at how the video preview looks like before you actually go and generate the video. So preview button here on the top, you can just go and click on that. Depending upon how big your video is, it takes a few seconds to put things together, the voice, the visuals, and all, and generate the preview for you. And if you think after the review, the preview looks nice, then you can just go and download the video. So this is so you can review it over here, and as you see, there are certain elements like my logo and all coming here, which can of course be set from brand settings. Again, the topic for discussion later. But once I see that, okay, my preview looks good and I'm all set to go, I can just go and click on the generate button over here, and it has a bunch of options. For today's session, we'll just focus on this generate video button here. And when I click on that, it's going to create the video for me. And again, depending upon how many scenes you have, what kind of clips that you have added into your video with voiceover, without voiceover, it's going to take a little bit of a time. But please note, one important thing to mention over here is while this generation is happening, you can rather wait for some time if you think that the video is small enough, or you can even just let it run in the background mode. So for that, what I need to do is just click on this minimize button. So now you need not wait for this process to get over. Whenever the video is generated, you'll get an email notification, and then you'll also be pointed to the place from where you can download the video. So what you can now do is you can just continue working on your other projects, or you can go and work on something else. And then once you get the notification, you can come to the projects tab. This is the last part. In the next 1 minute, I'm going to wind up today's session. So all the projects that you have created, all the videos that you have created get listed under my project. So this is a place where it's a single place where you see all the work that you have done. And we try to classify them under projects and videos. Now, a lot of people ask us, what's the difference between projects and videos? So the simple explanation is, think of project as a source file and video as an output. So you start with a script, you add visuals, you add music. Till then, you have not created a video. So it's just a project. When you click on the generate button and when the MP4 file actually got downloaded, that is when it gets converted into a video. So if you want to have a look at all the source files with which you created the video, you can just come under the projects tab. If they're not converted into a video yet, they still show up only under the projects. So now, as you see here, the moment the video got generated, I got an in-app notification that, hey boss, there's a video that got generated. I just click on this, and then I have an option to download or copy a link that I can share with my colleagues or someone who I would want them to just review and give some feedback. So if I just click on this, it's downloading me into my local PC. But otherwise, if you want to come back later and make some changes, you can just come to the projects tab over here, do a double click. You'll go back to the storyboard where you can make the changes. If you think that, hey, someone has given you some feedback and you want to change, just click on that project, you open up in the storyboard, and you're ready to do the changes again. But if you want to download the video, for example, you downloaded it, but somehow it got, you missed out from where it got saved, you can download it from this. Just hover on these three dots over here, and you get a bunch of different options. Just click on download, and it gives you an options of different things like an MP4 video or an SRT file for that video and all that. So this is what I wanted to cover in today's session. I hope you found it useful, and let me see if there are questions. Yeah, I see a bunch of questions over here. Will the recording be available for later? The question from Sunil. Yes, Sunil, we are recording this, and we'll be having it available on our YouTube channel, and we'll also email it to you. That's one. What's the best way to put a numbered sentence without scene breaking? Example, the one, start of things, two, paragraph, etc. Okay, that's an interesting question over here that we do. And every time I have this requirement of putting some bullets or the numbering on the script, the easiest way currently is just go and add them into your script. For example, I say point number 1, and I say video marketing. I want to add a bullet. Point number 2, I talk about social media. This is an easiest way. And of course, when you copy paste, everything will get into your scenes. But if you want to do this on the storyboard, currently you can do it manually by, again, as I showed you earlier, just double click on the script box, sorry, the text box, and then you can add the bullet points. So these are the couple of ways possible, either on the script box or on the text box editor itself. This is the last question that I'll pick. How to add multiple background music for different scenes? So this question is from Aditya. Aditya, right now, it's not possible to add multiple music tracks for a single video for different scenes. Whenever you apply a track, please note it is for the entire project or for the entire video. So I think for now, this is what I wanted to cover. Friends, thank you so much again for your time. I hope this was useful, and this will be available as a recording. We will send it to you. And in the subsequent weeks, we'll be covering different topics. You can expect the basics to be covered maybe in the next 3 or 4 sessions. After that, we are planning to take up some topics which go a little deeper into each of these, and hopefully we'll be able to answer your questions and help you be more successful with Pictory. So that's it for now. Bye-bye.